just be. Don't take it. Take it, just don't be. And live my life. Don't take it personal. I ain't lying. I ain't hiding. I've been grinding, multiplying. I've been trying to get my weight up, staying prayed up.
Hey, okay. So what do you do? I know you have a business, but what else do you do?
I'm also a teacher. So by career, I'm a teacher as well. I'm an educator. Don't like really using the T word, even though teacher is what everybody knows. I'm an educator. And so what I do is I teach. However, but I have a degree in early childhood education. I am currently a lead teacher in Rockingham County Schools, and I am so excited about meeting my new babies and starting off on a new journey doing that. I have been in the early childhood now as of January of this past January the 7th. I have been in childcare for 15 years. So I love what I do. I love my babies.
Okay. So as a teacher, um, what grade level? What grade level are you teaching?
Pre-K.
Pre-K. Okay. So you get to see a lot of how the children are in society now compared to when we were in school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And would you say, um, from a teacher educator aspect, that we as millennials, the generation of millennials, have failed Generation Z in some way?
So we can keep it hot, right? Honest, open, and
We,
transparent.
we definitely can.
So as millennials, we grew up with the baby boomers as parents. Many of us, our parents were born, in the late 30s, in the 40s, maybe even the 50s, right? And
Mhm.
so with what they taught us or instilled in us are some values and morals that we needed. We didn't understand it then. We didn't understand why they didn't let us go out, out after dark. Why they said, be home before the street light came on. Why we didn't understand it then, but we understand it now. All of that was to protect us and protect what God has placed inside of us, right?
Mhm.
So with the generation us as millennials, some of us has instilled that into our parents, to our kids, excuse me.
Mhm.
It's the younger generation of the millennials that you see the difference. And what I mean by that is what I've noticed as an educator is that the concern about their child's education is not as high as it used to be. And it might be, and well, I know it is, with the way and the environment is, the society is now. Back in the day, our parents might have worked two jobs, but they made sure they were home with us to make sure we got our homework done. Even though some of us might have been latchkey, we was latchkey, but there was a home cooked meal in
Mhm.
the refrigerator waiting, or they taught us how to cook, so we was able to cook our own home cooked meals. Nowadays, we're in the microwave generation. And these kids, as far as nutrition goes, they are literally eating anything that can quickly be fixed. It could be from oodles and noodles to, the Lunchables, all of that. Anything that is quick and microwavable, that's what they get, right? Or a bag
Mhm.
of chips, so their nutrition is off. Then another thing is that the millennial parents, the younger millennial parents are forced to work. And what I mean by that is they don't get to spend time with their children like they need to. So they put a lot of the burden of raising their child on the educator. So and what I mean by that, they say things such as, you got my kids 8 hours of the day. In those 8 hours, you can't teach them how to use the bathroom. You can't teach them how to potty. You have my kids 8 hours of the day. You telling me you can't get them to walk? You have my kid 8 hours a day. You telling me you can't teach them their ABCs? And then I have to be like, you know what? Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to potty train. Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to use a bottle or how to hold their bottle. Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to walk. Yes, in 8 hours. But guess what? Some of those pivotal moments you're gonna miss if you don't try it at home.
Right,
It doesn't
right,
make sense for me to do it in 8 hour span for you to go home and literally make them revert back to what you are trying to get them to do. So if, for instance, we'll take potty training. If you ask me for 8 hours in my 8 hour day with your child to potty train them, and I'm like, okay, cool, bet. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna sign this good old contract. In this contract, it states that you, as a parent, are obligated to take whatever I'm doing here and do it at home. So, what that means is if I'm sitting up and saying, bring little training underwear for little Johnny, and we put on training underwear on little Johnny, and he's been in training underwear, he goes to the bathroom every 15 minutes and sits for 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes on the potty before he gets up. Guess what I expect you to do? Go home with little Johnny and put them training underwear on him and make him go to the bathroom every 15 minutes. Y'all at the mall? Oh, guess what? There's bathrooms at the mall. Take little Johnny to the mall. 15 minutes you in there, take him to the mall. Don't get so caught up. Y'all at the movies, and you might have to miss a little bit of the movie, but take little Johnny to the bathroom.
mm-hmm.
This is what you asked for. So that means you can't go home and put a diaper on little Johnny and leave little Johnny in a diaper. You can't go home and put him in a pull up and be like, all right, well, he was in a pull up. You can't send little Johnny to his grandma, cousin Pookie and him and send him in a diaper and then don't tell them what we're doing at the daycare. And then when he comes back on Monday morning, expect me to do a miracle job on reversing what you did. That's not fair to me as an educator.
Right, right.
That's not fair to what I went to school for. That's not fair to what as a part what we're supposed to be doing as a partnership. I'm a slow down. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So, what do you as an educator request to help aid in helping with those type of situations? We can't change the world, right?
No, we can't.
But we can start in our community.
Right.
So, what in our community changes can we implement to help as the millennials, the older generation of the millennials, to help the younger generation to implement things to help those situations?
First and foremost, of course, pray. Ask God to lead you into what you should do. Practically, be open. Teen Tisdale says all the time, be honest, open, and transparent. And when we say by that, people can always say, oh, I'm keeping hot with you, but they're not honest about it. They're not open about it. They're not transparent. As we're helping these younger people come up with these kids, because if you really look at it, society's the parenthood platform is getting younger and younger day by day. It's sad to say, but it's true. Statistics are showing that parenthood is actually in a very wide spectrum. There's some that are waiting. There's a big group that is waiting, and they're waiting to like late 30s, 40s, almost 50 before they become a parent. Then on the other end of the spectrum, there's individuals who are starting to have kids under 20 years old. So, then you got this gap. You got the trickle effect between in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we need to come up within a society, come up with a parenthood seminar or workshop or a support group or for something that can help all these parents from the extreme to one extreme to the middle, that will help them and guide them. We need to provide services for them and make it open. This is a plight that I deal with as an educator, especially in early childhood education. I understand that certain services are offered to those who are on, less income. Their services is offered to everybody. And then there's some services that you can just downright pay for because you got that kind of money. These services should not, once you become a parent, like literally, once you go and get tested as a mother and they tell you your paperwork, they come back to your paperwork and say, congratulations, you're about, you're pregnant. That is when services, they need to go from telling you congratulations to giving you a list of services that you can get for free as a parent. There's a list of support groups. They say, here you can join for free. You don't have to have insurance. You don't need to be on Medicaid. You don't have to have Medicare. None of that. It's free because you decided to get on the platform and jump on this platform called Parenthood. And because of this is what's offered to you. Then those who are teen parents, we need to have a whole different set of help and support for them. Those, especially if they decide to keep the child, we need to support them. We need to have support groups for them, and we have and we're gonna keep it real, okay? There's individuals who decide that parenthood is not for them, and so they do go, they go to and do those extreme things such as abortion. We need to have a support group for them, and it may sound bad, but you don't. This, as much as I am pro-life to everything, people are still entitled to what they do. Okay.
Right.
I don't know. I'll use me. I don't know why they decided to go that route. I don't know why they felt they had to term the baby. That is not for me to judge. That is not for me to speculate on. What I can do is find a way to support you through that hard place, because that's a hard place. I need to find a way to say, you know what? I know you made a hard decision today, but guess what? We're going to get through this. There's people who go full term, but there's individuals that go full term, but they give their baby up for adoption. There needs to be a support group for that. And we're going to be real. Let's be real. Let's really talk about what's going on in these streets. As an educator, what I see, there's parents that have to put their children in foster care. It's not that they want to, but either they put them in foster, either they voluntarily do it, or they get snatched out the home. And it'd be better to voluntarily put them in foster care than the children going through traumatic. It's already going to be trauma anyway because they're not with their parent.
Right.
They're with a complete stranger, or they're with a family member that they don't see but during the holidays. So it's already enough trauma going on. They don't want the trauma of snatching them out of home and having to see that stuff they show on the movies of the social services coming and taking the kids. That stuff can really happen. It's real. It's real in these educator streets. It's real what we see in behind the scenes. It's real. It's real that sometimes we are obligated to the wellness of the child. So it's real that I may have to call CPS on a parent. I don't want to. We don't want to, but guess what? Our first obligation is to this kid. And this child, you as a parent are showing signs that there's a gap in between you taking knowing the well-being of your own child. We need to get somebody in place, somebody outside of us that can help you get back on your feet. That's the point of it. It's not that we want you separate your family. It's not that we want y'all not to be together. But it's not that we have an ulterior motive and say, you know what, this child would be better off without this parent. No, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. We want you to be successful. And it may take an outside source to help you get there. If we've done all we can do, then we gotta pull our resources. It's a team effort. And that's one thing I tell my parents all the time. I am not here to take your place. I am not here to taking over your role as a mother. That is what God has blessed you to do. That is your mantle. You are a mama. You are this child's mama. But God has placed me here to be a support system for not just your child, but for you too. So with that being said, we're going to work together as a team. This is what I'm bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? When we have our parent-teacher conferences, I'm going to tell you the positives of what's going on. I'm going to tell you my concerns. And then what I'm going to do is open the floor up for you to tell me yours. So then what we can do is come to a compromise. Let's figure out solutions to these concerns. So when we walk out of here, you're not walking out mad. You're not walking away mad or hopeless. We got a game plan. We got an action plan. Little Johnny's going to be successful. Little Susie going to get this. And you going to be all right. We going to do this together.
Okay. So, we're going to switch hats because you wear many hats. Give us a little background on just you.
Just me. Born in a little country. No, I'm joking. But no, for real though. I was born in. I'm Greensboro, North Carolina, all day, every day. I was born and raised here. I'm 30. I just celebrated my 37th birthday. It's kind of weird. We're in a new year. I just celebrated my 37th, and I'm heading in year 38. And so it's kind of weird, but right. That's the plight of being the end of the year baby.
Exactly.
Knows what I'm talking about. She's December. I'm November. That's our plight.
Exactly.
Everybody else in the beginning of the year, y'all got a whole year to express your birthday.
Exactly.
But
we got the end of the year.
Right at the end of the year, we're like, yes, it's our birthday. Happy New Year. Dang it. I just turned this age. I even know we got 12 months, but in the same token, you like, I literally just turned 37. The next year comes and now I gotta be get ready to say I'm getting ready to turn 38 this year. I just, but outside of that, I am a fall baby. As I said, I enjoy the fall and spring. I do not care for summer. I don't care for winter. I am the second to the youngest. Many people don't know this about me. So a lot of people think I have one sibling or two. There's actually 8 of us all together. 8.
Well, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's 8 of us all together. My placement of the 8, I am second to the last. So there's one after me and there's 6 before me. Okay. I'm a part of a blended family. I'm not the product of a blended family. I am we're not gonna get into that, but I am part of a blended family. I have 4 as I call them, as the eldest 4, and then I have my parents. My father had 4 children in a previous relationship, so he had the eldest 4, and then we have the youngest of the eldest, which is my mother's one child from her previous marriage. And then my parents got together and had 3, my brother that's older than me, myself, and my little sister. My parents are, God rest their soul, they are deceased. They passed away almost 5 years. Well, it's been almost 5 years from my mom. Be 5 years, I believe, this year. And it'll be, yeah, be 5 years from mom this year, and it'll be 8 years for my dad this year. I am a high school graduate from Gifford County Schools. Whoop, whoop. And I'm not gonna mention my school on here because I
Yeah,
don't
please don't.
want to feel some type of way.
Yeah,
But
please don't.
I'm just saying, gonna flip the hair. And those who are on here know what it is. Class of '03 all day. Just saying. Leave it like that. But I have my associate's degree. I gained my associate's degree from GTTC, Guilford Technical Community College, GTech for those who know. Shout out to the GTech crew. I'm a wife. I actually became a wife. See, that's why I did not say nothing about my school. I can see the comments. That's why I didn't say nothing about my school.
Ignore the
I'm
comments
just
for
gonna
now.
ignore that last comment. You know why? Oh, I love to laugh. Let me go back. I love to laugh. As you see, I'm
Right.
silly.
But it's good for you though. It's good for you.
Yes, I love to smile. I'm always smiling
Mm.
because I'm optimistic. That's one thing I pride myself in, is that I'm optimistic. I literally feel that there's a good in everything. I feel that there's a greener side to some stuff. I mean, if you look hard, there's a silver lining somewhere. So I'm always smiling. I'm laughing. I like to be silly. I am very serious when I need to be, but I'm very silly when I want to be too. As I said, I'm a wife. I have been a wife for now almost 18 years. I'm so excited. I love my boo. He knows I love him. And my husband, shout out to Mr. Daryl Tisdale. Love him so much. Shout out to you, babe. We got married out of high school. I'm not a high. Well, I had just graduated high school, but we are college sweethearts, and so we dated. We met in April, and 3 weeks later we got married, and here we are, almost 18 years later.
Yeah,
Um,
we're gonna have you back next month for that whole.
Yes, that's gonna be fun. I love the Lord. Some people doesn't. I've been loving the Lord now for over 30 years, almost 30 years. Or yeah, close. Yeah, pretty much 20 plus years. I got saved when I was 13 years old. And for those who don't understand, when you are young in faith, there's a lot of things you got to deal with. And so, of course, I had the typical peer pressure. Just because I love the Lord and I'm saved doesn't mean I didn't go through the same plight as those who going through puberty. I had puberty. I like boys. I wanted to date. I wanted to go out. Did I do all those things? No, I did talk to boys though. I did, I was very flirtatious, all that kind of stuff. So I still was a typical teenager, even though I didn't rip and run the streets, even though I didn't, practice, participate in premarital sex and things like that. And I'm gonna go back to say that again, just in case somebody was like, what? She skipped over that. No, I was a virgin. My husband's the only person I know. And so things like that. And some people like, why would you boast in that? Because there's not many people like me that do stuff like
Exactly.
that. And
That's
so
true.
that's unique to me because when you've been and I mean not just family, I mean friends too, that was doing those things, and you were the one that said, no, what I have is a treasure and I'm saving it for the one to get it. And so with that being said, I didn't participate in it. Did I still do, was I curious? Yes. Who wasn't? I'm a teenager. Who was it? Who wouldn't be? But I just felt in my heart that I just couldn't just lay down just with anybody and everybody. I just couldn't do that. I love, like I said, going back to love the Lord. I love my church. Shout out to Maximizing Life Family Worship Center, home of the Max Life Church. Hey, and if you are a maximizer, I need you to put hashtag Max Life in the comments. I'm sorry, I just had to do that. But shout out to the one of the best churches in the land. I am just like with the most amazing servant leaders, Pastor Brandy Rojas and Pastor Omar Rojas. I love y'all. They know I'm on here today. And so I just, and I think Pastor Brandy was on. And so she's on with us. So shout out to y'all. I love y'all so much and everything. And shout out to my Max Life family. I love to read. I don't know what else you want to know. I love to read. I love the color. I just showed, before we came on, I was showing Tiana a picture that I'm working on, just kind of like my downtime when I need to have a brain break from work and stuff. I come in color. I listen to music while I'm coloring. It kind of just helps me to chill. I love makeup. As you can see, I love makeup, and we'll be talking more about that in a little bit. And yeah, I'm an auntie. I'm trying to think what else I can say. I'm an auntie. I'm a cousin. I'm a sister. I'm a great auntie. I'm an auntie, a great aunt, and a great aunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get more in depth, if you will.